Welcome to The Know, I'm Mica. Bayonetta 3 was announced late last year as a Switch exclusive, but it looks like production on the game is properly underway. Creator and director HIDEKI KAMIYA confirmed production in a series of tweets this week. In that thread, he revealed that Bayonetta 3 would not have been possible without Nintendo and went into the complicated world of IP rights between publishers and developers, with Bayonetta series being complicated in particular. He wrapped up things by saying, "I cannot express how happy I am that we get to make Bayonetta 3, and we intend to do everything within our power to make it as good as it can be. That's all we can do, and we consider it our greatest mission. It took a while for production of Bayonetta 3 to be okayed, but now that it has kicked off, I hope it will turn into a wonderful encounter for all of you." As of today, I hate this sentence, E3 is now less than 4 months away, and we're starting to get some more reveals about who plans to be at the show and how much floor space they're going to need for all of their games. The preliminary floor plans made their way onto the web yesterday. Per usual, Nintendo and Sony are dominating the space for their booths, which hopefully means plenty of cool new games to show off. And as expected, we've got the major publishers there, like Bethesda, Activision, Warner Brothers, and Ubisoft. But one curious change this year is that Microsoft doesn't seem to have much of a floor presence at all. This definitely has fans speculating about what this all could mean, especially given some of Phil Spencer's recent comments that Xbox might be trying out some changes this year to how they approach E3. We'll have to wait and see if the company announces anything in the coming weeks, but my goodness, we're probably going to start prepping for E3 yesterday if it means it's 4 months away. That's terrifying. If you're tired of the same old franchises, it looks like the publisher Bandai Namco is looking out for you. The company joined all the other publishers publishing their financial reports in recent weeks, and apparently they want to try out some brand new things. In their earnings report, Bandai Namco told investors that in light of falling sales, they want to restructure the company to aggressively create new IP and video game franchises. So hopefully that means new RPGs, some cool new action titles, and yeah, let's get more from the Dark Souls team, you guys. Please. Thank you. Like every other publisher in the world, Ubisoft is raking in the money when it comes to microtransactions. The company released its Q3 earnings report as well this week, stating that microtransactions are helping them boost their profits like crazy. In fact, recurring player investments, aka microtransactions, are up nearly 90% from the same period last year. On top of that, the company said it wants to be as good as microtransactions as Activision Blizzard, who now see up to 38% of their total earnings from microtransactions. So yeah, that's definitely a goal there. We also got good hints that there are as many as 2 unannounced AAA projects expected to come out between now and next March, based on a few statements made by the company about 4 AAA projects in the works, with 2 of those being The Crew 2 and Skull and Bones. Could we be looking at maybe a new Assassin's Creed or a new Far Cry already? Division 2? New IP? We don't know, but we'll keep you updated. Will one of the Xbox One's big exclusives of the year have loot boxes? Well, that's been the concern after data miners found a so-called premium shop inside the files for Sea of Thieves. But developer Rare told Eurogamer that no, the game won't have loot boxes, and that's just the premium shop, and it's for cosmetic stuff. Purchases from the shop won't affect in-game progression. Instead, it'll be stuff like in-game pets. Oh my god, in-game pets. Executive producer Joe Neate said, "No loot boxes, no loot crates. It's things that add to the fun, social nature of Sea of Thieves." The game launches on March 20th for PC and Xbox One, and I'm going to just remind you again, pets. Count me in. We're starting to get reviews for Kingdom Come Deliverance, the medieval open-world RPG that's gotten headlines for its first-person melee combat, and so far, the reviews are on the fair to good side. The PC version currently has a 75 on Metacritic, which indicates generally good reviews. Over on OpenCritic, though, it's got a lower score of 69. While many critics praised the story and the game's medieval Europe atmosphere, it also got knocked for having lots of glitches. Game Revolution wrote, "If you want a bug-free experience, don't get Kingdom Come. If you want an excellent open-world RPG that feels like a hardcore version of the Elder Scrolls game, then don't hesitate." The Sixth Axis wrote, "If Kingdom Come Deliverance has a ton of bug fixing to improve the performance drastically, it could be a hidden gem. It's clear that the game, despite its grand ambitions, was simply not ready for public consumption." Dragonball FighterZ set record on Steam a couple of weeks ago for concurrent players, making it the most popular fighting game ever on the platform. but that was 2 weeks ago. The game already lost 80% of its player base on Steam, which has some people wondering if it's got any staying power. The game definitely started off strong, with more than 44.3 thousand players at its peak, which more than doubled Tekken 7, which was the previous record holder. But over the weekend, it was hitting just over 9,000 players, which is a pretty steep drop, so maybe people have just moved on to other games. Horizon Zero Dawn was a big hit on the PlayStation 4 last year, and now it's won an award from the Writers Guild for its technology-heavy post-apocalyptic storyline. The game triumphed over Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, Futurama, Worlds of Tomorrow, and Madden NFL 18 Longshot. Didn't know Madden had a story. The game's narrative director, John Gonzalez, said in accepting the award, "As writers who care deeply about the craft of telling stories, it's incredibly exciting for us to be receiving this award in the company of so many other writers whose work we admire and appreciate." Horizon Zero Dawn was a breakout IP last year for Guerrilla Games, and its story was definitely a big part of that, so it's nice to see them getting recognized. It looks like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is going to happen. Director Christopher Columbus, who's made movies like Home Alone and Harry Potter, will direct the film based on the popular 2014 video game where animatronic robots at a Chuck E. Cheese-style restaurant come to life and try and fucking kill you. It might seem like a weird fit for Columbus, who usually makes more wholesome family stuff, but keep in mind he did write Gremlins back in the day as well as Goonies, so hopefully he can tap into that darker side for this movie. No word yet on a release date, but you know we will keep you posted. Warner Brothers is prepping another remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and before you grab those pitchforks and torches, you might want to hear who's working on it. It's the team behind the Paddington movies. Director Paul King and producer David Heyman are in final negotiations to take another stab at Roald Dahl's eccentric, kid-torturing chocolatier. Tim Burton gave it a shot back in 2005 with Johnny Depp's filling Gene Wilder's top hat, attempting to go back to the book and losing a little bit of the weird magic of the original film in the process. Simon Rich, one of the writers of Pixar's Inside Out, penned the screenplay, and it's still unknown if the movie will be a straight remake, a readaptation of the original novel, or something new set in that world. No matter which direction they're going, that's a pretty solid team they have assembled to bring us back to a world of pure imagination. But remember in the distant, super long ago, ancient times of the past of 10 days ago when the initial tracking for Black Panther prophesized a pretty spectacular opening box office weekend in the, 125 million range? Well, now that we're mere days away from the release of the movie, one of the major polling companies have updated that estimate to a whopping 165 million. The NRG, short for National Research Group, has shown their initial estimate climbing on a nearly daily basis, and they've settled on 165 million, which puts Black Panther firmly in the Batman v Superman and Dark Knight Rises territory, and way ahead of most solo superhero debuts. To put that in perspective a little bit, Black Panther is looking to grab about 100 million more this weekend than the first Captain America and Thor films did their opening weekend. So just think on that for a second. Well, that's all the news we have for you today. Remember, for more news from every corner of the internet, comment on your favorite news story and like our video and subscribe to the know. But now that it has kicked off, I hope it will out for you. The company joined all the others publishing their financial reports in recent weeks. The company joined all their other publishers that this is such a stupid sentence.